Hello, 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 my friends. Hi, everybody. Yay. Hey there, hey there. Hey, Laura. Hey, Noelani. Hey, Shay. So I got this little thing going on with my voice, so I kind of almost sound like a man, and then I sound like a pipsqueak. My voice goes squeaky, so I got all that going on, but we're gonna hopefully I will sound okay through it. Hello, Noelani. So I think I've tagged you. If not, I'm going to go check right now. If I've tagged you, then you can share it wherever you want to, Shay, whatever groups.
Okay.
What I have discovered is that I cannot share it to all the groups because Facebook gets upset when I do that. So let me make sure I've tagged you. No, I need to. Hold on. Yeah. Hello, Heidi. Hello, Heather. Hi, Carol. You all let us know where you are viewing us from. Where are you located right now? Uh, as we have a amazing interview that's scheduled here with Shay. Shay, you know you and I have the same last name, right? I wonder if our
Yes.
husbands are related. I just thought about that. My husband's people out of North Carolina.
Well, his family is from here.
Okay. I don't know. Someone else said the same thing, but we're all connected somehow. I know. Okay.
That's very true. You never know. You can connect
I
somewhere.
know. We are. There's no doubt. Okay. Let me get this. Hello, where you let us know where you are looking at us from, where you are at home at. See, the cool thing about being homeschooled, we can look great from the up top, from the top up, and then you don't know what we got on the bottom. I look crazy on the bottom, guys.
Right.
So, so where are you looking crazy at? If you're looking crazy, I don't want to offend anybody. Where are you looking crazy at? Where you're at? All right, let me. Okay, come on. Do you see yourself tagged in it at all, Shay?
Um,
You
yes.
do? Yay! Great,
Yes.
great, 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 great. Okay, beautiful. You all go ahead and hit the share button and let your friends know. Hey, Angel from South Carolina. Um, Let your friends know about this interview with Girlfriends' Guide to Homeschooling. If you are not already part of Girlfriends' Guide to Homeschooling, go ahead over and like, follow us over there, and we will be connected. And so every time I go live with an interview with one of these amazing homeschoolers from all across the country and some in different parts of the world, you would get notifications for it. And then you can join in and hear these words of encouragement, insights these ladies have to share, okay? I'm going to put it right here and we will be all set. All right, there we are. Beautiful. I have now given my kids the warning of death. So we should be okay. So this is their free time. So they're like, okay, can we go in the basement play? Yes, you can. I just can't hear you. All right, very good. All right, we're all set. Beautiful. Yay. All right, Marcia from North Carolina. Hey, Marcia and Michelle Butler. Let us know where you're tuning in from, all of you. Hit the share button and get this out. I cannot share. Shay, we can only share a few places. Then Facebook get all upset. So all of you viewers, you share it and get it out so other homeschoolers can see it. And we're going to get ready to get started. You ready, Shay?
I'm ready.
Okay, good deal. All right. 3, 2, 1. Girlfriends' Guide to Homeschooling. I am turned up to bring you today's creative guest. This woman is off the chain creative. I'm so excited for this interview with her. And so I'm Angela Jordan Perry. I am the host of Girlfriends' Guide to Homeschooling, and that's an S and then apostrophe. And I am the homeschool mom of 8 children, 18 years of homeschooling, and my purpose-driven life is to make an impact on thousands of homeschoolers worldwide. And so thank you for joining in with us. And so our special guest today is Miss Shay Perry. Shay, are you ready to make it happen?
I'm ready.
Yeah, yay, yay, yay. So Shay is a wife and a mother of two kids, ages 8 and 10. She began homeschooling in 2014 when she realized school was not the place for her kids to flourish. Her love for crafting, added with the joy of seeing her kids excel, have made for a fun and interesting homeschooling journey. Shay believes that learning should be fun, even the scary subjects like math. But she doesn't have a classroom with educational posters on the wall, a plan book, or loads of curriculum. But her kids are growing leaps and bounds because they found a method that works for them. So in between art projects, science experiments, and other life chaos, you can find Shay on the track training for a 10K. Homeschool mamas, a 10K. Woo! Shay believes that in order to inspire your children to grow, you must first do so yourself. So Shay, I have given the girlfriends just a small bio about yourself. Please tell us more about you and how did you start homeschooling?
Well, my husband and I, we always said from the very beginning that we wanted to homeschool our kids. And my oldest was, I guess she was 4, so reaching pre-K. And then all the self-doubt started to, hit me. And I was like, I don't think I can do this. I'm not a teacher. I don't know how to teach. What if I don't, give her everything that she needs to know? And so I put her in preschool. And she did okay. But you could see little by little that the love that she had for wanting to know things was just being drained from her. And every night, hours of homework, and this is pre-K and kindergarten, which is absurd, because she's 5 and 6 years old. And so me being hard-headed, I continued to send her until my husband had a job transfer to New Orleans. And at that point, I was like, maybe this is the time. Maybe this is a sign that, I should just go ahead, jump right in. And by this point, we had our son, and he's 2 years younger. And so we moved to Louisiana. I said, okay, let's do this. And I started homeschooling for 1 week. And then I put her back in school because, again, I was like, no, this is just not, I don't know what I'm doing. And then that lasted for the remainder of her kindergarten year. 3 days before first grade, it hit me in my heart again. I felt horrible sending her when I knew that she wasn't, getting anywhere with it. And so I sent my letter in to the school, letting them know that I was pulling her, and we haven't looked back since.
Wow. Okay. All right. So take us back. Why did you did it for a week and then you stopped? What was the fear? What was it? This is not right. What was that in terminology for us?
I was overwhelmed.
Okay.
That's all it was. I was just overwhelmed. If you type in homeschooling right now on Google, you are going to find so much information. And it is quickly overwhelming when you don't know the first place to look.
Okay.
And I was looking at it I was trying to recreate school at home.
Okay.
And when you do that, that's the quickest way to be overwhelmed.
Okay. What did you have a support group in? Was there an established support group in Louisiana that you knew about or had tried to connect with or anything like that?
At first, no. At first, I didn't know anything about Louisiana. I had never even been to the state until the day we moved there. So it was all just kind of brand new. I knew that we were going to use an online curriculum then because it just seemed like the easiest thing to do. But other than that, I was so low. Now, after the first year, we started homeschooling there. I did learn about homeschooling groups there, but then we moved back to South Carolina and we never even got to use it.
Okay, gotcha. So what did your homeschool, you said you try to recreate public school at home. Like what kind of things were you trying to do in your home?
We had a schedule just like she had at school where, you come in and we do circle time and,
Okay.
step by step like that. And it was boring. It was sad. It was not fun. I mean, she was completing the work, but I was like, oh, what are we doing? It was just, no, it was not good for us.
Was she like in the first week? I mean, did she give you an indication like, okay, mom, I just want to go back to that place where I was learning this stuff. Can I go back to that place? I mean, did she give you an indication that she wasn't liking it?
She cried.
Oh,
She cried every day. She cried. Um, I was a little overzealous. I guess I was, I just jumped in it so hard that I was thinking that, she was ready for all this stuff because I know my kid and she's a smart kid, but it was overwhelming for her too. And so she would just shut down and it would take us forever to complete anything because she would be so upset.
oh, okay, all right. So now, when she was kindergarten, you had the baby, right? You had the baby, your son?
No, he before she started kindergarten, he was already born.
Okay.
She's 2 years older than him.
Okay, all right. So you did have another. You had your daughter and your son. Then when you first started,
Mhm.
did the dynamic of having a little baby make it hard, a challenge as well?
Yes, because I mean, he was a toddler when she was in kindergarten, and you know how a toddler can be. They're into everything. And
Yeah.
my son, he was the world's best for putting everything in his mouth. So I had to constantly keep my eye on him. And then, I was trying to cram all this work down for her, and it was a mess.
Yeah, yeah. Now looking back on that time, I mean, you are seasoned, and I've, had a journey with you for just what, about a year maybe or two of your homeschooling. Now looking back, what would you say to a homeschool mom who has a kindergarten? Okay, so kindergarten, we're like, okay, kindergarten got to be the easiest thing like ever.
Mhm.
What, and you're crafty and you're all creative, and what would you say tell moms what their kindergarten should look like, their preschool day, kindergarten day should look like? What would be your suggestions?
I would say first, whatever you're thinking, throw it all away and look at your kid and see what they love. I mean, at that age, they want to know about everything. And you can take them for nature walks. You can read all kinds of books to them. And that's actually how my son learned to read. I didn't sit down to teach him. It was just the constant reading that we did to him that he eventually picked up on. And coloring, playing, I think it's so, so important for kids that young to move their bodies. And I think that they learn more with movement.
Yeah. You all, listen, we have Shay Perry on here today for our interview. Shay is out of South Carolina, homeschooling mom. I call her the crafty, most creative homeschooling mom that I know, I think. But she is of two children. And so you all give her hearts, give her some love, give her thumbs up if you are following her. You're enjoying what she's saying so much. So far, we're going to go in a little bit deeper here. And so be sure to hit the share button, get the sharing out there. We can't do it, or Facebook won't be happy, but get it out to other friends, homeschooling friends, so they can get this encouragement from Shay as well. So Shay, when you told us when you first started your homeschooling what that was like, it was just rigid, long day. How long was your day when you first started?
My kids have always gotten up at the crack of dawn. So we would be starting at least by 7 o'clock. And I swear it felt like we wasn't done until 4, 5 p.m.
Wow. Okay.
I mean, and that's because we took so many breaks, with
Okay.
me trying to give the encouragement and the pep talks and everything, it just dragged it out.
Okay, okay. So now a little bit seasoned into it. What is your daily habit? What is your habit now like for schooling?
Well, first, I think self-care is so important, and I can't start my schooling day with my kids until I have centered myself. So that's key to my starting my homeschool day. And for me, that is working out. So after that, I have my workout, my quiet time, and I wake my kids up and we have a schedule of the things that we want to accomplish and I give them the choice. What do you want to start with first? I encourage them to do the things that they can do without me by themselves because they're 8 and 10 and they're perfectly capable of following directions at this point. And then we take it from there. We just hit each thing that we want to do and there we do it. And we don't spend hours and hours drilling just random topics. I just remember when I was in elementary school, I don't remember half the stuff that I learned then. And I don't want to waste this precious time with them going over a lot of that stuff that I really don't think will be important. I feel like my main goal is not to teach them everything as their teacher, but to teach them how to find the information that they need to know.
That's good. That is really good. All right, so much to unpack. Okay, so listen, let me see. About 5 or 6 years ago, I was in the thick of training for a triathlon, swimming, running, biking out there every day. And I don't know how I did. Now I think about it, I don't know how I did it. I mean, I really don't know where the time come from. Tell it. I mean, you have your two, you're homeschooling, you're always making, creating something. How are you finding time to get your workout in and train for a 10K? I mean, you unpack what that looks like. How are you doing that?
I get up at 4 o'clock every morning, between at 4:30 at the latest.
Wow.
Yeah, and it's funny because Angel, I see her watching. She calls me a little old lady because I do go to bed early. I'm in bed by 10 o'clock every night.
Okay.
On Saturday and Sunday, I'm up again between 4 and 4:30, and I get started. So that's mine and my husband's time together without the kids. We don't go out much. We spend, that's our quality time as we work out together from that time until 6 o'clock, and then after that my day is dedicated to being mom with the kids.
That's beautiful. Wow. I give that to you.
It's taken me a while to get to this point. This has not been an overnight process by no
Okay.
means.
Well, I mean that's amazing. I don't know, getting older makes me like, girl, I can't think about getting up before. I can't think about getting up before 6. I tried it for a little bit, but that's dedication. That's very much
That used
discipline.
to be me.
Huh?
My husband is a morning person. He is one of those annoying, peppy people who just wakes up like, yeah, let's get the day started.
Yeah.
And I used to sleep in always, and he was just constantly waking me up. And I was like, you know what? Why not? I just get up. Let's just do this. And now it's habit. I just get up with him, and I look forward to that with that time with him every morning.
Wow, 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 wow. Listen, that's good. That's amazing. Tell us too, you have to unpack for us. Now you said a lot of nuggets. I'm taking notes. I'm like, oh, circle this. Okay, that. You said something in your homeschooling. You said you start your day by giving them an option of what they want to learn. Is that a particular method of schooling? Is that just the, Perry home that you all decided you're going to do it this way? How did you come up with asking your kids what they want to learn today and you all learn it?
Well, as a homeschool mom, you spend a lot of time just researching about homeschooling. You want to know more. You want to find the best thing that you can find to help your kids. And when I was researching, I came across child-led learning and unschooling. And we primarily did that all of last year and the year before. And that's essentially, you're following your kids' leads. You present things to them that you think they will find of interest, and then you run with it. You give them the option to find what is interesting to them. And believe it or not, people always think, well, if I gave my kids the options, they would never want to learn things like math. And that may be true for your kid, but you have to know them. For my kid's example, my daughter, she wanted to learn multiplication so bad. And I never wanted to just jump right in there because I knew that she wasn't ready to do it. But she kept pressing the issue, and I would find her downloading little apps on her tablet to learn, and she would ask me for tips on how to do it. And then to me, that was child-led. I waited till she was showing me the complete signs of being ready, and we jumped in it, and she was able to get it, and it was fine. But this year, my son has been saying for a couple years now that he wants to be a pilot when he grows up. And so we allowed him to take a little flying lesson. That way he could see what that's like. And after that, he still said, yes, I want to be a pilot. My husband's coworker is a pilot, and he told my son that he needs to have very strong math and science skills. And once he told him that, it's been that ever since. They wanted to sit down and actually do book work, more traditional work. And because his sister is not about to be one-upped by her little brother, she's also following the course of wanting to sit down and do more traditional work.
Okay. All right.
But even still, it's still, our schedule is, we'll do we have A, B, and C for Monday. So I will say, which one of these do you want to start with? And if they're not feeling, you just, oh, I see somebody said that they would only ask to learn about vocabulary words. They learn just so much about it.
I mean, that's an eye opener, especially for people who are like me, Shay. I am very much follow the books. I'm a rule. I like this, and this. So, what you're saying is that you have things that you do each day that you want to accomplish in the day, but you give them the choice and freedom to choose what they want to do first. But then also
Yes.
freedom to choose if they want to learn something other than what you have. Is that what you?
Right, because I don't want to ever shut that down, and say, well, no, you can only learn this today because this is what we have on the schedule. Um, I still fall into that trap, and I have realized that I'm holding my kids back when I do that. We do have a math book that we go along, and we were going lesson by lesson, and my son was just like constantly moving around, and he was like, when are we gonna be done? And he was like doing all like this with his hands, and I was like, you asked to do this, so what is all this about? And I realized because he already knows how to do it. So I'm trying to teach him these lessons that he already knows how to do.
Right.
And I ended up giving him the test for each lesson, and he skipped 6 lessons.
God.
So it was
Wow.
just
Okay.
pointless.
I got you. Wow, 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 wow. So unschooling, I don't know if, would you say that to be unschooling, you have to be a pretty confident schooler to get that done because that is totally living outside the box, or to be an unschooler, you have to really maybe not have it all together and because you don't know, and so you can just kind of describe what make, if you can, what makes a great unschooler. What would make a person a great unschooler?
You have to have an open mind. You have to go with the flow, have a little patience, trust in your abilities, and trust in the abilities of your kids because they can really surprise you on what they're interested in and what they want to learn if you give them the platform to do it. So many times I ask myself, who created this set of standards that kids need to know this thing by this age? I don't know why my first grader would need to write, an essay on anything, really. Like, why? I don't know. So, will I make him do that? No. If he wants to do it, can he? Absolutely. And I will help you do that. But I would just rather just focus on the things that I think is important. I mean, math, you need to know math in life. You need to know how to read. You need to know science. You need to know some history. But those little things like recalling dates and memorization of that, that's a waste of time. And I don't want to waste these years on doing that.
Snap, 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 and snap. Girl, you preach it. That's good. That's good, Shay. And someone said, I don't do well winging it. Marcia says, unschoolers get all respect because I would fail. And I have tried to unschool. I think I'm in this middle of, or maybe I think I'm unschooling, but I'm in this middle. For me, I'm not being slave to a book. Just not being
Yeah.
slave to a curriculum. Although I use them for a guide, but they are not my God. I guess that's what the difference is, because I just needed to have this thing to tell me what to do. So, but yeah, major props to unschooling. So let's take us to your worst day of homeschooling, Shay. A day where not when you first began and you quit after that one week, but Once you have kind of got your stride, your worst day that you have had that almost made you quit, but you didn't, and that's why you this amazing creative homeschooling mama you are today.
Let's see. I'm trying to think of, yeah, the worst, because there are some bad days when you with your kids all day long. They are little people with their own personality, so they can really push you. I guess maybe last year, um, both my kids, but specifically my oldest, was just coming into puberty, and her attitude was not an attitude that I was used to. And she would ask to do things, and then we would do those things, and it would be constantly, ugh, when are we going to be done? I don't want to do this. This is too hard. You're mean. Why are you making me do this? And it was constant lip. And I was getting to the point where I was so overwhelmed and I needed to take a time out, but they wasn't allowing me to have a timeout. So I said, you know what? I'm calling your dad and I'm putting you back in school, and that's it. And for probably 2 weeks, that was my plan. I was like, looking at schools, trying to figure out what they would need and the steps to go to get them back in school. But then after that, it was like an eye opener. And occasionally, I threatened them with I'm taking you back to school, but I never mean it. And after that, I think they understand. Like, okay, give mom her space. I'm not going to complain so much if I ask her to show me something, and we're good.
I mean, isn't that funny that our threat to our kids would be, I'm taking you back to school, and they really don't want to go? Like, I did that for mine,
No, they don't.
and she was in tears. I mean, she's like, I mean, literally
Yeah.
crying, like, Mommy, please don't. My younger ones was like, yeah, let's go. And I was like, you you want to get up this early and have school all day and come home and do more school? Do you really want to? They don't have a concept. But my 13-year-old who's never been in public school, she's like begging me, Mom, please, no, no, don't. So I can't even do it because that's too soft. She's like, so, but that is a good threat, I think.
Yeah, yeah. I try not to use it anymore because I realize I actually am scarring
Yeah.
my kids. My son has never been to public school before. And so the idea of that to him is just absolutely traumatizing. He just doesn't know how he would fit in. He thinks that he is different. So that is a huge fear of his. And I don't want to hurt him by threatening him with that. I need to, find a different approach to reach them and explain to them why I would even begin to say that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, yeah.
I'm working on it.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you. So tell us, what is your proud moment in homeschooling since you've been on this homeschooling journey?
I have two,
Okay.
and it's with one for each kid, and one for my son would be when he learned to read. He just brought a book to me one day, and he was like, "Mom, this is says such and such and such," and I was like, "Who read this to you?" And he's like, "I read it myself." And I didn't believe him, but sure enough, he sat there and he read it to me, and yes, it's working because when I tried to teach my oldest to read, it was a headache. Like whoever teaches their children to read, and public school teachers who teach children to read, you people are amazing because I can't do it. And it was just a mess. So I knew with my son, I had to take a different approach, and it worked. And then with my daughter, she struggles with math. And so over the years, I have spent a lot of time trying to figure out how to reach her and find things that will work with her. And when this year, she picked up something that she had been struggling with. And after a couple weeks working on her with it, she just got it. And once she got it, there was no stopping her. She just kept going. And I was just like, finally, I found the magic, and let's keep going.
Beautiful, beautiful. Well, girlfriends, we have Shay Perry with us today. Shay is putting down some nuggets, some great insights, even challenging me. And this is why these interviews are so great, because it gives you a chance to look at your paradigm, open up your mind. This is what Shay was telling us. We just need to open up my mind, have open minds when it comes to the schooling and this homeschooling. So ladies, she has some good nuggets. You can come back and listen to this again, another replay on it. Yeah, share. Be sure to give her some hearts, some thumbs up, share, and let her know that you appreciate what she's sharing, her insight. So, Shay, also let's give us an idea. These are quick questions, so I'm going to give you questions. You can give us quick answers to them. Okay, just something to quickly pick your brain. What is your favorite quote that helps you through this homeschooling journey?
Oh, I'm glad you asked me because I actually have my school notebook right here with the page open because I had a feeling you was going to ask. But the quote is, "Everybody is a genius, but if you judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree, it will live its whole life believing that it is stupid." And that's from Albert Einstein. And that's so important. And the days that I'm slacking, I read that. And I really remember, everyone has their own abilities. You can't compare them.
So true, so true. What do you plan to homeschool all the way through high school?
Yes.
What is something unique that you have implemented or are doing in your homeschooling that makes you very proud?
Listening to my kids.
And
Yeah, listening to them. That would be it.
okay, when you say listening to them, like what do you mean? Like give us an example what you mean by listening to your kids.
I try to pick up on their body language on and how they react to certain things. And so I listen to them on that level, and they have the ability to tell me, "Mom, I don't want to do this. I don't like this. Can we try something else?" I know a lot of kids don't have that privilege to be able to speak to their parents so candidly. And so I'm proud that we have an open environment like that where we can discuss things because their education is their education. They are just as responsible for learning the things as I am for giving them the information. The saying goes, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. And I can't force anything on them. So we have to work together as a team to make this work.
That's good. That's good. Tell us what book, a curriculum, CD, anything that you have in your personal library that you think every homeschooling family should have.
I just got it. I think it's called Times Tales or Times Tables. I have to look it up. I can't remember the name right off, but it teaches your timetables, math facts. And I let one of my kids watch the little preview of it, and they learned their nines timetables in less than 30 minutes. It is amazing. And it was like, well, you can get the CD or you can just download it onto your computer.
Okay.
You have two options, and it was under 20